first time in the history of the Gambia Printing Publishing Corporation proudly introduces the Biliomatic exercise book printing machine. The machine has the capacity to print more than 20,000 books per hour. Yes, 20,000 books per hour. It also prints magazines, newspapers, calendars, flyers, normal books and all kinds of printed documents plus items at affordable prices. With the Biliomatic printing machine, GPPC can now render high quality and non-size restricted printing service supply across the sub-region. Rush now and partner with GPPC for all your public and private printing service needs. Print with us today and you'd be offered highly professional, reliable and efficient service delivery by our team of experts. The Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation is here to meet all demands and is reliable at all times. For more info, contact us on 437-4493 or 437-4402. GPPC is Gambian and it's yours.
All right.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
Gamcell data, now even better. Enjoy 20% extra data on all Gamcell data bundles. Buy 20 megabytes and get extra 4 megabytes. Buy 50 megabytes and get extra 10 megabytes. Buy 100 megabytes and get extra 20 megabytes. Any amount of Gamcell data bundle you buy, you will receive 20% extra data for free. Dial *302 data amount hash or go to your Yaiborom menu and choose your data bundle now. Gamcell data, it's fast, lasts longer and very reliable. Gamcell Yaiborom.
Planning to have an uninterrupted electricity and water supply from solar energy in the Gambia and beyond? Worry no more, because Solar Enterprise will provide you with the solutions at reasonable cost. We have experienced personnel who can install and advise you about your electricity and water supply with a warranty period. We have good quality solar products from North America and Europe. We provide services and sell products to individuals, organizations, institutions, private offices, communities, and government. These products are solar panels, batteries, charge controllers, inverters, water pump, water heaters, freezers, submersible pumps, and general solar accessories. Visit our stores at 48 Karaba Avenue and Brusubi Highway, or you can call us on 7657 479 980-8483, 340-9400 or 635-9906.
Assalamu alaikum baru ngale konton ngale bismillah kote parang bi mbale bintole my 7 mi kala GRTS Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala order 60 years bi iba juna ka iba sabe kan jam mi kala my 7 jang bi salamoy ngajibe bi e mona frajang e mona kanchala.
It's a proud occasion for us at Radio Gambia to celebrate this event under these important distinguished personalities who have spared their time showing great relevance to this very important event. So we say a big thank you, honorable ministers, and of course all senior government officials that have spared their time to witness this very important occasion. Please give them a round of applause once more. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Gambia Radio and Television Services has a board of directors. And this board of directors is under the chairpersonship of our able board director, strong board director, who is no other than Mrs. Fatou Jany Senghor. Please give her a round of applause. She is definitely a strong lady, and that is why I have to make sure there is a round of applause for her. And another round of applause for her, please. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols respectfully observed. I have seen GRTS longtime partners from Alhaji Papsen to other distinguished personalities in our midst, including Alhaji Babukar Cham. The list goes on and on and on. Because it's Radio Gambia at 60, we cannot mention everybody. So wherever you are, please feel welcomed. Not also forgetting the management of GRTS. Thank you very much and welcome to this important program and the staff of GRTS. Please give yourselves a round of applause for this very important event and this nicely organized event. I would now want to call on the chairman of the event organizing committee, Mr. Abdoulaye Gassama, who is also the Deputy Director General of GRTS, to deliver the welcome remarks. Please give him a round of applause.
Today is a very special day for us. Not only GRTS staff, but the Gambia as a whole. This ceremony I'm honored to preside over heralds the process of this 60th anniversary. And I'm sure you will all agree with me, 60 years is an incredible milestone in the life of any institution, and Radio Gambia is no exception. Honorable ministers, your excellencies, it was exactly 60 years ago when the founding fathers of this institution witnessed the dawn of a new era, which started the process of radio broadcasting in this country. And here we stand. Some of us are here with us. Most of them are not here with us. May their souls rest in perfect peace. I want to say that my task this afternoon is just to welcome you. And I'll say to you, the audience, the music lovers, and those who believe in tradition, welcome to the home of music. And those religious leaders among us, be it Islam or Christianity, we are all aware of the fact that Radio Gambia is the center of Islam and Christian programs. So I say to you all, welcome to the House of Religious Affairs. Your Excellencies, this institution witnessed and collaborated for many years with governments and subsequent governments. And getting to our library will attest to that fact that many diplomats pay courtesy calls, and their collaboration with our government all is manifested in the way they deliver their credentials. And if you go to our library today, tons and tons of credentials are lined up, which will tell you the story of diplomacy in this country. So I say to diplomats among us, welcome to the House of Diplomacy. I will turn to our community leaders. Radio Gambia is known for fostering social cohesion. And if you look at our programs, most of the programs are geared towards that. And among the crowd, I can see faces who are definitely pioneering that since the word go. I say to you, welcome to the House of promoting social cohesion in this country. And least before I forgot, we all know that radio plays a central role in difficult times and good times as well. I want to tell you that this building and the people who passed through this building witnessed two upheavals in this country. One in 1981, abortive coup, and the other one in 1994. And the staff of this institution suffered a lot during those trying moments. So I will tell you that welcome to the home of the brave. Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, Madam Board Chairperson, on behalf of the management and entire staff of GRTS and the organizing committee of this important event, I say to you all, welcome to the 60th anniversary. I thank you very much.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I have the singular honor to welcome the Director General of the Gambia Radio and Television Services, Mr. Malik Jeng, to deliver a statement. Please give him a round of applause, please.
On behalf of the management and staff of GRTS, I have the singular honor and pleasure to welcome you to this historic site at Mile 7, Bakau, on this auspicious occasion celebrating the 60th anniversary of the national institution we call Radio Gambia. This event should have taken place on the 1st of May, but this was not possible for a number of reasons. However, management decided that the event could still be celebrated within the year. We did not wish to miss the opportunity, and I therefore decided to set up an organizing committee chaired by my deputy, Alaj Abdullah Kasama. The committee immediately set to work, and what you see here today is the outcome of their imagination and hard work. For those who may be questioning the rationale behind such an event, I have the following answers for you. 1, 60 years is not just any anniversary. 2, Radio Gambia is a national institution that has played a significant role in the political, economic, social, and cultural evolution of this country. 3, for many years, Radio Gambia was the only voice of the Gambia, providing a credible channel of communications between our leaders and the people. 4, Radio Gambia actively promoted Gambian music and culture. 5, for many years, Radio Gambia School Broadcasting Unit, working with the Ministry of Education and manned by 2 distinguished ladies, Mrs. Rohi Silla and Mrs. Kumba Mane, streamed lessons in various subjects to classrooms in remote parts of the country that had no electricity. For decades, key ministries such as health and agriculture also used Radio Gambia to spread messages to people all over the country. The radio repeatedly preached unity and peaceful cohabitation among our communities at all times. Up to now, Radio Gambia still remains the most credible source of news and information for many sections of society, especially with the accessibility of radio. Farmers in the fields can listen to radio with a simple transistor. A fisherman in his canoe can also listen to radio. So can anyone in a house or compound with no electricity. That is the power of radio. I always have deep emotions when I talk about Radio Gambia, because it was here that I began my journalism career many years ago as a trainee news assistant. When I first walked into this building in 1978, I was introduced to a gentleman called Musa Mane, who was the news editor at the time. Several months later, Musa left us to pursue a master's program in Romania, never to return. May Allah have mercy on his soul. Then Ajaratu Lala Haidara took over as head of Director of News and Current Affairs. We had a core group of reporters who over the years developed excellent writing and reporting skills. In my view, the newsroom at Radio Gambia had become a reputable school of journalism, which over the years trained some of the best journalists and news writers in the country, then and now. With their permission, I would like to name some of them. Apart from DDG Abdullah Samanai, we had the likes of Peter Gomez of West Coast Radio, Ibrahim G. Sankare, currently the government spokesman, the late Edmond Thomas, Lawyer Lamin Dabo of Dabanani, Mr. Amadou Skater Jane, Mr. Musa Silla, currently working with the Islamic Development Bank, and Mr. Madi Jobate of Tango. Radio Gambia at the time had very active channels of cooperation with many foreign broadcasting institutions. And many of us, reporters at the time, went overseas for training at the BBC, at Radio Deutsche Welle, Radio Netherlands, and the Egyptian Broadcasting Corporation. Among those who worked in the newsroom, not as reporters, but as editors, or senior editors, for varying periods, were Mr. Sohan Jai, Mr. Tom Bright, and Mr. Cherno Jallo. At the time, there were no computers or printers, and we had manual typewriters, and we used 5 carbon papers and 6 A4 sheets to produce 6 copies of the news bulletin. I could go on forever when I talk about the newsroom, because this is where I developed the foundation for whatever skills I have in news writing and broadcasting. Therefore, I'll switch to other departments of the radio. Our rural broadcasting section, headed by Mrs. Ami Diouf Kool and assisted by Mrs. Ami Bojang Sisoho, had a special bias for women's affairs, and they actively championed the cause of women in their excellent programming. We cannot forget the likes of the late Alaji A.E. Cham Diouf and the late Alaji Lalo Samate, who headed the local language section at varying times. I must pay tributes combined with prayer for the likes of Alaji Mansour Njai, Alaji Asan Njai, Musa Kamara, Sekou Biai, Aja Maimuna Ba, Christiana Thomas, Alaji Ismail Suso, Alaji Mamadou Sanyang, later to become DG GRTS, and the late Femi Jeng, who died in tragic circumstances in the abortive coup of 1981. I must also recognize other former colleagues who played key roles in Radio Gambia, who are still with us. May they live long. The likes of our distinguished speaker this evening, my sister, Mrs. Nena Magdol Gay, our brother Boran Bosch, Alaji Serin Fai, Alaji Aliou Job, Ida Job, Malik Jones, and our sister Joy Coker, as well as Maria Carvalho, and of course, Marcel Tomasi, a former director of Radio Gambia and later board chair of GRTS. I cannot end these tributes without mentioning some of our dedicated freelancers who came to record programs irrespective of weather conditions. The likes of the late Lalo Keba Drame, my uncles Alaji Abdullah Samba, Jebel Samba, and Alassane Benga, distinguished kora and balafon players like Jelinyamo Suso, Alaji Jelikemo Kouate, Alaji Fabala Kanute, and Alaji Bana Kanute. Many of these elderly gentlemen sometimes walked from Bakau Junction or Stinkona to Mile 7 to record their programs. And so did the likes of Ustaz Bunjeng, Seri Ali Saho, and Alaji Banding Drame. I'm going this far to underscore the fact that the radio played an important role in the political and social evolution of the country. And this is worth celebrating, hence the rationale behind this evening's event. And the staff, and to the staff who currently run these premises, management is aware that your cohabitants are still here. I mean the snakes and monkeys. We deeply appreciate your dedicated hard work and professionalism. And I respectfully appeal to your audience to give you another round of applause, please. We say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We are not blind to your work conditions, and management will do everything possible to ameliorate the situation. To end this lengthy statement, I want to reassure our faithful audience that management is determined to provide nationwide coverage of our signals, both radio and TV. It is not acceptable that people in faraway countries like Angola, Sierra Leone, and Guinea-Conakry can listen to Radio Gambia from our Basse transmitter when those in Kerawan and Kawuru cannot. This is a challenge that management is determined to resolve. We are making a solemn appeal to the Ministry and to the Board to help us achieve this noble goal. Thank you very much for your attention.
At this point, I would want to call on the chairperson of the GRTS Board of Directors, Mrs. Fatou Jagne Senghor, to deliver a statement. Please give her a round of applause, madam.
On behalf of the Board of Directors of GRTS, I would like to thank you all for coming along to celebrate the 60th anniversary of our national broadcaster. This evening, we will look back at the 60th anniversary, at 60th of GRTS, Radio Gambia rather, an institution that has been part of our lives and lives of many others in the sub-region for many decades. 60 years is indeed, as the chair of the organizing committee mentioned, is a milestone, a moment of reflection, a moment to chart a new way forward. I believe we need to open a new chapter in our kiosk to improve quality and service delivery in the interests of the citizens. To know where we are going, we need to know where we are today. I think the Director General and the previous speaker mentioned some of the key improvements that our national broadcaster has been embarking upon. But importantly, I think we need to know also where we have been. History is very important, because if we know where we have been, I think it will help future generation, especially the younger one, also to see where the country has come from. Our DG also has given some key updates on some of the challenges, the needs, but importantly, the achievements. These are some highlights. In the coming months, you will hear more from us in terms of the plans to improve and strengthen GRTS to ensure that it is closer to the citizens. Where we have been, the Gambia has maintained, as we all know, a state monopoly on broadcasting for so many years. But Gambia also has been one of the few countries in the region that opened the airwaves, but that opening also helped to ensure some pluralistic and diverse space. But it was more for entertainment, not really for political views. For many years, private radio stations were kind of allowed to operate, but within very, very limited content, and also their editorial independence was hampered by repressive laws and the climate of fear. We need to know also where we are coming from. The political situation then has slowed down the development of Radio Gambia and limited the potential of our public broadcaster and the media in general. Where we are today, since 2017, as with the democratic dispensation, with opening of the new airwave, the sector has significantly grown, and GRTS has made significant and important progress. But the challenges remain, and they need to be urgently addressed. The institution needs to be modernized, transformed into a more efficient, cutting-edge, and a truly public service broadcaster that could respond to the needs of Gambians in their diversity and to support the overall national transformation and reconciliation agenda post-TRRC. That is why people like us in the board are working hard with management to ensure that our public service broadcaster is transformed, and we hope with the support of the executive and National Assembly, we will be able to achieve that important objective. As a board of directors, we task ourselves and the team led by our able director to ensure that the GRTS institutional culture be reviewed, that we continue on the path of restructuring the institution, ensure its equipment responds to the needs of modern broadcaster, and its program are of quality and in line with the expectations of Gambians in their diversity, be it political, religious, ethnic, gender, and also economic status. For that to happen, we need the support of staff. Our staff are our backbone, and we all know, and that is why we place high premium for their well-being and also for their development. We need to enhance their capacity, develop a merit-based system, HR system that will ensure staff progress and well-being. These are the key ingredients to boost their commitment, performance, and thereby quality of service delivery. We need to revise the policies and law that govern the public service broadcaster and ensure that the digitalization is back on gear and GRTS takes the lead in that role, in that process. We need to streamline the work of Digital Gambia as a subsidiary of GRTS, and I here plead, in front of the Minister of Information, I hope that the work will be done with your counterpart, the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, to work together to harmonize a master plan for the digitalization process, and also to create a clear modus operandi for the two institutions to work together in the national interest. We also need to continue the continuous support of government, particularly our line minister, to enable the board to spearhead the overhauling of GRTS, to build an investment plan for its re-equipment. Importantly, it is crucial as part of the reform of the media sector that the GRTS Act be revised as soon as possible. Where we need to go from here. Today, with the opening of the airwaves and the increased awareness of citizens, their demands and the expectations for better system of governance and accountability, our national broadcaster should take the lead in providing accurate, timely information on government activities, programs, and policies, and ensure its overall programs, news, current affairs, and entertainment are of high quality, and that they cater for the needs of all segments of society, particularly the youth. As you all know, today, most of the young people don't watch television, they have other habits, and we need to adapt our broadcasting sector to their needs. The role of digitalization and convergence of media cannot be overemphasized. Today, the legacy media has converged with digitalization, and it is important for our national broadcaster to be au fait with all those things and also prepare a highly competent and capacitated human resources to enable to leverage this potential and adequately respond to the exigencies of modern broadcasting. The recent progress made are really commendable. For example, we thank the National Assembly and the Executive for supporting GRTS during the presidential election. That has enabled us to reinforce our equipment and also our mobility, and that was also an important milestone because it helps us also to cover all political parties in a rather fair manner, and we got a lot of positive feedback from the very political parties that GRTS has done an important progress, has made an important progress in covering political parties, and we need that also to stabilize the country and to create more reconciliation. The national broadcaster has to continue to be fair, to be balanced, and also to cover all views. As a public institution funded from public funds through the GSM levy, it is critical that we perform our duties diligently and in the public interest and ensure that we are accountable at all times. I reiterate the commitment of the board to support this transformation agenda and thank all the hardworking staff, past and present, who have contributed immensely to the growth of the institution, and also to all the partners and the public for their support. With all your support and dedication, we can open a new chapter of excellence for GRTS. Happy anniversary and congratulations. Thank you.
The statement by the Honorable Minister of Information, whom I would say is not new to information. He is a seasoned somebody who has worked in the education sector for so long. And of course, you cannot distinguish between education and information. So Honorable Minister is in the right ministry, and this is why at this point I would want to welcome him to give a very important statement marking this important anniversary celebration of Radio Gambia at 60. Honorable Minister, please.
I bring you all greetings from His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow, who would have physically responded to your invitation if it were not his busy schedules. Therefore, on his behalf, I sincerely welcome you all in the home of Radio Gambia here at Mile 7. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this auspicious occasion, marking the 60th anniversary of Radio Gambia. I must commend the management and staff of GRTS for organizing such an important event. Radio Gambia is by no means a small institution, and over the past 60 years, it has played a very important role in informing, educating, and entertaining Gambians. I believe those are the three core mandates of any media organization, particularly radio and television. For Radio Gambia, I want to say that you have exercised those mandates to the best of your ability. This radio has taken its signals to the remotest parts of the country, providing informative and educative programs for all sections of society and in all our languages. The radio has consistently preached peace amongst our people, particularly through programs like Peace Talk. The Director General has mentioned in his desire to see Radio Gambia achieve nationwide coverage. That is definitely long overdue, Director General, over 60 years of existence. I wish to reassure management that the ministry will support that noble endeavor in whatever it takes to make it realize. I would also like to applaud management for the significant improvement you have made in the facilities at here in Mile 7. And I say to you, keep it up. Broadcasting is not a cheap endeavor, and I want to use this opportunity to appeal to our private sector partners in the country to continue to support the national broadcaster through partnership and advertisements. GRTS has recently taken some important strides in its efforts to satisfy its esteemed audience. The live coverage of the recent football match in Chess, Senegal, between the Scorpions of the Gambia and a team from South Sudan, and the coverage of the Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Cameroon last year, January, are solid examples. I know these efforts were at great cost to the institution, and we commend management for its courage in making this happen. I hope this celebration of 60 years of existence will be a further inspiration for management to continue to improve the content, style, and delivery of GRTS programs on both radio and television. Also significant for mention is the realization that the achievement registered by Radio Gambia did not come from the blue. Rather, they were obtained through the continuous commitment, dedication, and hard work of patriotic citizens who deserve our commendation, thanks, and prayers as we commemorate this day. In this regard, I feel obliged by moral ethics as the Honorable Minister of Information acting on behalf of the government of the Gambia to thank you for the good work you are doing. Government is fully aware that enough may not be available to pay you for the invaluable services you are rendering in national development, but it affirms its commitment to the belief that of the labor one does, you surely find the sum one day. In the same way, allow me to remind you that to maintain the pacesetter status in the media industry would certainly call for greater enthusiasm, innovative applications, and willingness to adapt to the ever-changing dynamics. On this note, it is my singular honor and pleasure to declare the commemoration of 60 years of existence by Radio Gambia, now GRTS, formally open, and thank all of you for your attendance, participation, and contributions for the success of the event. Thank you all.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular honor and pleasure to now invite former Radio Gambia announcer, later Minister of Information, of the country, of the Gambia, and of course, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and of course, a former diplomat. The list goes on and on. She is no other than Nene McDolgay. Please give her a round of applause.
I am truly delighted to be here with you today to share this moment of celebration with our national broadcaster, Radio Gambia, now GRTS, an institution of which I have been part of, like many others here today, and proudly so too. For 60 years, this institution has served the nation with diligence, creativity, and commitment. Radio Gambia was my first place of employment after graduation from high school. And I must say, I was in awe and full of admiration for the broadcasting staff I found here, the well-built studios, the management, and the general staff as well. It was like a big family, and each and everyone playing a crucial role to make the daily broadcast a success. Here, I will undertake a quick walk down memory lane. The day starts very early for the transmission and broadcasting staff. Depending on which driver was on morning duty, you could well be starting your day at 4 a.m. One particular driver who was considered difficult would be at your gate at that hour, 4 a.m. And others would come at a more reasonable time, but all meant well. The station had to open right on time, 6 a.m. For us, the junior staff at the time, we had 3 shift duties to cover. Morning, which started at 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., evening shift, which started from 6 p.m. to midnight, and the normal duty, which was from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. During your normal shift, you're assigned to cover events, put your report together, ready for inclusion in the newscast. It was also the time you worked on your assigned programs. I believe part of the routine is still kept today. And our popular dinner at the time was roasted peanuts and bread. Earlier, I spoke about the admiration and respect I had for the staff, including the broadcasters I found at the radio when I joined. During this time, management was under the directorship of the late Swaibu Konate, may his soul rest in perfect peace. The broadcasters were our mentors who selflessly taught and guided us. At this point, distinguished guests, kindly allow me to mention those that come to mind. The late Babukar Gay, the late Ibrahim Akol, may their souls rest in perfect peace, Memba Tambedu, Amijuf Cole, Sol Njai, Sarah Goddard Johnson, Yamai Seka Jack, Lala Hydra, and the late Uncle A.E. Cham Juf, may his soul rest in perfect peace, and later on Marcel Tumasi as the director. The list goes on. You also had the local language department hosting formidable broadcasters, as well as hosting formidable broadcasters as well, such as the late Alhaji Lalo Samate, the late Alhaji Mansour Njai, the late Sehu Biai, may their souls rest in peace, perfect peace, and Alhaji Hassan Njai. These were also mentors to our colleagues in the local language department. This is not in any way to speak less of the pioneers. They, of course, did a phenomenal job in setting the pace and building a strong foundation. Distinguished guests, as we all know and we've heard from other speakers, it is said radio is anywhere, anytime. Because it is cost-effective, almost everyone can afford a radio set, and because the sets are portable, one can take them anywhere, hence the far outreach. Even isolated areas, by virtue of location, are brought into contact with the rest of the nation. Radio is therefore a great medium to create awareness, educate, entertain, inform, and promote understanding, unity, and goodwill. For 60 years, Radio Gambia did just that through newscasts and diverse programs produced in almost all the languages spoken in the Gambia. It covered health, agriculture, sports, religion, culture, women, youth, environment, entertainment, and much more. This station created platforms for voices and fostered participation and engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, I can proudly say it immensely supported the nation in its development process. Today, we pay tribute to all those that have contributed to the development of Radio Gambia, now GRTS, one way or the other, and have positively impacted the lives of many. To the hardworking staff under the directorship of Mr. Malik Jeng, I encourage you to continue the good work, and I wish you all the best in your endeavors. We thank the listeners that have accompanied the national broadcaster on this journey. Honorable Ministers, Director General, Gambia Radio and Television Services, distinguished guest, Chairperson, Board of Directors, with these few remarks, it is my singular honor to wish our national radio broadcaster a happy 60th anniversary, and I thank you all for your kind attention.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I would want to invite Madam Hadi Baji, who is the Director of Radio Programs at GRTS Radio, to deliver her vote of thanks. Then we will proceed on the dinner. Madam Director, please. Please give her a round of applause.
I regard it an honor to deliver the vote of thanks this evening on the historic occasion of Radio Gambia's 60th anniversary. Radio Gambia as an institution over the past 60 years has undergone tremendous changes that no one can adequately recount. We are told that the radio started operations first along the Telegraph Road in Banjul, even before independence. By 1971, the institution moved from Banjul to Mile 7, where it was officially inaugurated by the then military head of state of Nigeria, General Yakubu Gowon. You will agree with me that this long successful existence and transition could only happen or could have been possible thanks to the selfless dedication, first the staff, the support given by the different governments, and more importantly, our loyal audience, some of whom are still with us. Therefore, as I deliver this vote of thanks, I wish on behalf of GRT's management to applaud the gallant men and women, the likes of late Badulo, Suwaibu Konate, Ibrahima Sanyang, Ibrahima Cole, our mother and sister, Sarah Gray Johnson, Ajilala Haidara, Alhaji Sering Fai, Joy Coker, Sidin Njai, late Alhaji Lalo Samate, Alhaji Mansour Njai, Alhaji Sadio Baro, the list is long. I also wish to seize this opportunity to thank, on behalf of my colleagues, the government of the day for the support and the creation of the enabling environment for our smooth operations. For our larger audience, both within and outside the country, we can only express gratitude for your consistent support and for being with us all the times. We wish, as a national radio, to pledge our abiding commitment to continue working with all our partners in our collective drive to transform the Gambia into a nation of development and creativity. We are cognizant of the fact that our primary role as a broadcasting institution is to inform, educate, and entertain. We shall endeavor to live up to this expectation and see that we remain relevant and impactful on the socio-economic life of our esteemed listeners at all times. And to our special guest, Nene Magdol Gay, thank you for honoring our request within a short notice. Listening to you this evening gave me goosebumps, as it reminded me of those days when we would tune to Radio Gambia at 6 o'clock just to listen to you to read the news with clarity and eloquence. In conclusion, I wish to take this opportunity to thank Chief Alhaji Jany of Njaba Kunda, Central Badibu, Grand Marabu Alhaji Omar Ba of Kerr Chikam, Alhaji Momadou Kande of Sinchu Kombo East, Alhaji Samba Jibiba of Mbolet, Buba Sow of Samba Chaje, Landing Quarter of Banjulinding, GRTS fans and ambassadors clubs. I wish to further thank my fellow task force committee members for the efforts and commitment devoted in the preparations of this historic event. I also wish, on behalf of GRTS, to thank all our patrons across the country who have supported us in a very big way to see a successful anniversary. We wish to recognize and thank our different cultural groups present here this evening. For those of you who have graced this occasion, we thank you and pray for your safe return home. Thank you.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Assalamu alaikum. Askani adina, askani Gambia, askani diaspora. Xam nga bu ma nee askani Gambia adina sax wax naa yëpp ba pare nan lañ rek leen doon toggal hankañ ñor na waaw the plus xam ngeen ne yàgg ngeen a dégg the plus in skincare plus is already here finally egsi na hankañ suñ plus bi egsi na moo nekk ni ñu ngi lañ ko amal fii ci diggi Manjai highway Manjai Kotu highway fa lañ ibbi di plus mooy lan mooy the extras in skincare plus suñ cuuraay gerte yi suñ araw yi suñ mbaxal yi suñ jën yi suñ suulaale yi suñ nokkas yi hankañ indil lañ leen ko fii ci diggi Manjai ne ko fii comme ni ma ko dee waxee rek ne ko fii para caach hankañ waa diaspora bi xam ngeen ne ci noppal ren rek lañ nekk boo tukkee ñëw Gambia fii you can party all that you want we got you waaw boo toogee ba dernier moment pare pour dem daago rek ñëw di plus bu ko defee ñu packagé la li nga bëgg yëpp muy araw muy cuuraay gerte muy suñ mbaxali Saalum boobee suñ kereng kiisoo bi yooyu noonu yëpp amal nañ leen ko fii waa Gambia tamit nag xam nga rek the working women we want to make life easy for you our mbaxal is pre-made baxal sa maalo rek even bachelor si sax boo amee rek sa rice cooker baxal sa maalo rek teg sa mbaxal rek axankañ mbaxali Saalum laa wax de axankañ Charles fa lay waxee bu loolu passé amal nañ leen nag suñ own freezing system fu mu nekk nii suñ freezer bee nekk nii dañ laa jaay ba pare bu la neexee ñu freezer la axankañ paquetel la emuñ foofu rek sax boo bëggee ñu wéyal la yëpp yóbbul la ko ba airport waaye yéen lii ngeen ne lan xanaa lan comme ni ma ko dee waxee rek xanaa neex waaw suma partenaires yi rek ñoo nekk ni ki mooy Aïda boo lañ fi ñëwee boo lañ ma fi fekkutee ndege manque di jaabante rek mun ngeen fee fekk Aïda mbaate mun ngeen fee fekk it rakki Aïda kañ ki mooy caat moo ngi nii waaw suñ plus gaa ngi nii fii nii waaw suñ fii mooy area bi nga xamante ni fa la ñoo defaree packagé suñ araw yeeg suñ all those kind of stuff moo nekk ni ñu ngi ci préparation nag pare ngoñ we not quite ready but we almost there loolu bu passé we have another work area fii na am a meat cutting unit fish and meat cutting unit nga xam ne boo indi sa jën bugg ñu dogal la ko in lions nice pieces machine boobu dina nekkee fii nga xam ne nañ leen bugg di dogal ñaari raxasookaay nag lañ am this is one work area and that one is another work area parce que comme ni ngeen ko mus di xamee rek lépp loo xam ne luy dugg ci biir la dama make sure ne defar naa ko ci anam bu aw yoon nag parce que comme niñ ko lay waxee rek biir nag dafa lëndëm nag lu faa war a dugga war nañoo xam exactly naka la fa taajoo waaw suñ freezing unit bi nag neen xaaral nag ma boole si sax lan macha allah macha allah macha allah ba mu ñetti yoon 2 hours ago rek lañ ñu indil ay waas believe it or not the wases are frozen solid already waaw dugal nañ ko ci biir du ma ko génnee sax di ci xam nga taxal suma loxo yeeg yooyu noonu waaye it on point freezes in no time waaw xankañ bi mooy D plus so bu ca kanamee dinañ dem ci beneen doom bu ees di waaw dama wasin ay siix waaw twin businesses fii mooy the plus so ci kanam tuuti dinañ dem to the next one bu ko defee ñu wax leen boobu tamit mooy ban ak naka la ko taajoo
Agadadi.
Mbijano aganyadi.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la sto.
Ha, code nyingi.
Okay. Korsan. Nsila ID soto.
Sa soto. Sorry. Agadadi.
Mbijano bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka.
mbale.
Mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbali ya bere. Birim koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato ni fo bolong blabe to.
56 branches mola soto Gambia jam.
Ha?
Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol. Nka kodo kiya bere to. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannam number 1 di nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale le dadi ma ni domorol ni fana beteat. Gambia dawda yalo ma fa kendol sotale je.
Wo moyo diat.
Apelenta
ni waka ni me lafta nyelen kendol e binaji.
Yalo bukani la ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Abaraka.